Welcome aboard. It's Captain G with a Global War 1939 YouTube War Dark Winter G3, Germany turn 3. All right, so before we get into the build, do have to announce under the declaration of war that we are exercising the German Operation Barbarossa, and we have to go to war with Russia sooner than we had planned, but Triple Crown's been rolling an average of 19 IPP per turn. He's sitting at 38 after only 2 rounds, and is only 10 away from declaring war on Germany. So as this is a come as you are war, and we'll see how it goes. All right, purchases. We walked into this turn with 72 IPP. I think I may have said 73 at the end of last time, but there was a off count on one. We're buying 2 Panzer Grenadiers for 8, 1 SS Infantry for 3, so it's 11 here. We're buying 3 naval transports for 21, a Mark 4 Panzer for 7, and a regular medium tank for 6. So this row is 34, takes us to 45 altogether. Attack bomber for 11, 4 infantry for 12, and an artillery for 4. So this row is 27 altogether. That's the full 72. Remainder 0. All right, declare attacks. Well, obviously we just declared Barbarossa, so we do have some attacks. But let's start in the Atlantic, because we have some quick ones here. Set the dice down. Okay, so blue dice are our naval attacks. We have 2 other theater type attacks. We'll start with these. So these aren't attacks that involve combat rolling of the dice, but we're moving into these convoy zones. So from Sea Zone 35, we're sending a fleet submarine using the Italian major port there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And the 3rd German sub down here. Hate to break up a wolf pack, but 1, 2. Now, a couple things of note for those following but aren't close to the game. Coastal submarines, the reason I could not send them is they have to hug the coast. They always have to end their turn next to land at some adjacent sea to land, and the coast, obviously the convoy zones are at sea, so they couldn't go there. The other thing of note is this British submarine. So the Commonwealth submarine and the German submarine are both in this sea zone, but submarines aren't able to detect other submarines and initiate combat, so they can coexist, but it's up to the Allies to remove that German submarine, otherwise they suffer the penalty. So in this game, you may recall the German cruiser on turn 1 moved in there, and then it was promptly sunk by this particular submarine, and there was no penalty. But this time they have to clear the boxes, otherwise they'll lose money on the British player's turn. All right, so those 3 are declared and done because they're walk-ins. No combat. We have 1 other naval battle and then a number of ground battles. So setting you down gently without smashing the Vichy fleet. In this sea zone here, 18, we have 1 Russian destroyer. And now that we've declared war on the Russians, I cannot use, and I think in the last game, Triple Crown talked about this when he did his attacks as Germany, but the Barbarossa benefit to the Germans are on Russian land zones, doesn't count in a sea zone. Okay, so I don't get the +1, -1 bonus. But in this attack, we're moving the Finnish destroyer there from this sea zone with the German fleet. We're moving 1 of the submarines out of the wolf pack, 1, 2, to help clear that sea zone. And then out of Reims, 1, 2. We're sending the 2 veteran fighters. And out of West Germany here, Luftwaffe 1, which will be into play more. We're just sending 2 more veteran fighters. So we want to kill this in 1 round. We don't want any freak rolls where he's rolling 4 or 5 4s and we keep missing. So 1 and done. That's our motto on all of these attacks, with possibly 1 exception. So now we turn to the Southern Theater, these 2 green dice. Coming out of Turin in North Italy, in the 7th Army Group, we have, and this group will come into play twice, but we're going to move 1 light tank out of the Army Group. They're going to break away. They're going to move 2 from Turin. They're going to move through Italian-held Yugoslavia and into Greece. Unopposed, no combat. And they're going to take that back for the ally, or for the Axis from the Allies. So that's this one. The second one is we're going to try to liberate, we are going to liberate, you got to speak with confidence, Bulgaria. So that 7th Army Group, including this veteran fighter, which I really didn't want to bring into the fight, but Hilltop made it very difficult to do it without it. Without sending air. We're going to send 1, 2, so it's 2 sea zones or 2 land zones away. So the 7th Army Group is going to move into Bulgaria, and I will use this, pardon me, Caucasians. Okay, can you see that? Because I'm going to place onto this card other supporting groups that are coming down to help the 7th Army liberate. So it moved from Turin, Yugoslavia into Bulgaria. That's 2 land zones. These Panzer Grenadiers in Hungary are going to move Yugoslavia into Bulgaria. And the German tank destroyers, Sturmgeschütz, are just going to move south from Romania into Bulgaria, as well as this infantry, and German infantry from Romania down. Now, you may ask, Captain G, why are you stressing the fact that these are German units, and why are you not bringing any of your allies? Because under the current version of the rules, the way it's set up, these minor powers aligned with Germany because they were very anti-communist and they wanted to fight the Russians more than help the Germans, essentially, ideally. And they won't do that until Yugoslavia and Greece are in Axis hands, and at the start of my turn they were not. So they won't move. I can't move any of the Hungarian or Romanian units until next turn. So they're static. So I can only move the German units that I put in or built there myself. All right. So that's why. So I have the 1 aircraft, and if you're going to go AA, I don't want to risk the veteran fighter. So I am also going to send from Berlin. There we go. From Berlin, I have 1 air transport paired with a Fallschirmjäger, and he is going to follow a path of Bavaria 1, Austria 2, Yugoslavia 3, Bulgaria 4. So he'll have 3 movements left. He's going to drop that airborne, is supporting the 10th attack. From Luftwaffe 1, up in West Germany, my other air transport is going to first go to the Netherlands and pick up a Fallschirmjäger. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he'll have to land in Romania 7. So those 2 Fallschirmjäger. So that's now 3 AA shots from the Yugoslav triple anti-air. This attack bomber from Berlin will go 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll have one left. He'll also land in Romania. So let me just double check if that's all of the Bulgarian air. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm missing one more. Medium bomber from Czechoslovakia. So in the 4th Panzer, which had to move in position in case the Italians had trouble fighting Yugoslavia. We didn't know what the Allies had in mind when they suddenly evacuated those. Is flying 1 to Hungary, 2 to Romania, 3 to Bulgaria, and we'll have 3 movements remaining to return up there. Okay, so that is the 7th Army Group on that card. That's what's going up against the large Allied force in Bulgaria. Try to clear them out. So that completes that section as far as declared attacks, that theater. And that takes us up to the Russian front. So to get you closer is to risk stomping pieces. And I got a mix of plastic that are sturdy and 3D sculpts, which are beautiful and detailed, but sensitive to blunt force trauma. All right, moving into East Poland. From Hungary, I have 1 German infantry. He's just going to walk in and take that for Germany. So that was attack 1. It's a walk-in. I'm going to attack 2 is Leningrad. I'm going to come back to that one because 4 is easier. 4 is a walk-in from Turin to Murmansk. 1 Finnish infantry. And that's a walk-in unopposed. All right. So that leaves me the final 2 battles to declare, and these are smaller battles, but both of these battles, I have the Barbarossa dice, which will hopefully remind me that Germany gets a +1 on their first round of attack and a -1 on the Russian defense, but also tactical bombers in any of the 3, because there are 3 attacks. I only need 2. I only have 2 that I'm doing. Get a first strike with no AA. So I still have a few tactical bombers on coastal duty, keeping an eye on the, sorry about my finger there, British Spitfire. So in Reims, I can fly West Germany 1, C-Zone 18-2, C-Zone 23, Leningrad 4, and Reims has an airbase. So the 5th spot will be landing in Vilpuri. So 2 tactical bombers, and I'll put them up here at the top of that box. 2 from Reims, that will land in Vilpuri. From West Germany in Luftwaffe 1, the card that's just out of sight, I have 2 other tactical bombers. They're moving in the same path, but a shorter path for them. 1, 2, 3. They'll have 2 left. They'll land in Helsinki. So 4 tactical bombers in the battle for Leningrad that get first strike without, and I'm landing them over there, first strike without AA. Also moving into the Battle of Leningrad is this Mark IV Panzer through Vilpuri into Leningrad. So I'll put him here. I don't have a card for these guys. I have the regular medium tank moving Vilpuri to Leningrad. And then I have 7 infantry, so 2 green chips for 3 each and 1 Finnish sculpt, moving from Vilpuri down into Leningrad, where the Russians have 3 infantry. I just put them right beside it. 3 infantry. They have a fortification, and they have an AA, the dreaded AA. Okay. So that is all Battle 2. All of this, Battle 2. Okay. And then Battle 3 is Karelia, where they have a factory and 2 infantry, and I'm sending the remaining 2 Finnish infantry and their artillery in there, as well as this fighter. It's not 3 fighters, it's two infantry and a fighter. Okay, so that is the Karelia battle. 2 infantry, 1 artillery, a fighter, and that's it. Okay, 15 minutes in it. We're done with most of the battles. We only have a handful to roll, so let's start rolling. Let's start with the easy and go to hard. So let's start up here with the last one we said, which is Karelia. So moving in, there are 2. Let me take you where you can see that, as well as pivot to the box. So I'm going to kind of do that. How about that? Close enough. If it lands in the corner, I want you to see it. Okay. So I have 2 infantry attacking at 2. One of them is elevated to a 3 because of the artillery, which is also a 3. Blues are 3s. And I have a fighter at a 6. And because I don't have any 4s attacking, in order to keep this shorter than G1, I'm going to go ahead and roll the 2 defending Russians. And I rolled the dice at the values. This is a Barbarossa attack. I could change the color of the dice, but it's easier to associate by the units. I subtract 1 on these, and I add 1 to these, okay? It'll make sense once I roll it. Okay. All right, so 7-4 were the 2 defenders. However, they don't defend at a 4, subtract 1, they defend at a 3. So these are both misses for Karelia because of the Barbarossa. All right, so 2 misses. And now on the attacks, I have a 9 and a 10 are obviously misses. The fighter and the artillery. The 2 infantry, both. Actually, that's a 2, so that's a miss. So only 1 hit. Only 1 hit. All right, so that's 1 gone. I'll re-roll. And while I'm rolling that, let me just double check one thing real quick on the Barbarossa. In my mind, I think it only applies on the first round, and I don't know why I think that, but that's what I do, so that's what I'm going to do, because if I'm wrong, it's an error in my opponent's favor. All right, so 3s both miss, 6 is a hit. And I believe, if I'm right on the Barbarossa, this is a hit on defense, but that's easy enough to fix with my colleagues between videos. So I'll take off the 1 Finnish infantry. That's a hit. And the chip that's left, I will replace with a sculp afterwards. I don't want you to make this longer than needed. So that's victory, because that's the 2nd hit. The 2 Russians are dead. Where's my kill box? I like that. Very nice. More of that, please. And we'll destroy the factory, because that's always fun to do. And so we have an artillery. The chip is an infantry. And the fighter, which has to land, and it will land in non-combat in Helsinki. Okay, and I'm going to take this die off for a reason, and then I'll go to when we get to Leningrad, which we're going to do next, because oddly, Leningrad's not as big as the battle down here in Bulgaria. So, and what do we have going into Leningrad? We have 7 infantry with no artillery support, so we need 7 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 2s for the Finnish infantry. Actually, before I do that, let's roll the tactical bombers. If I get 4 hits, I think the battle's over, but let's see. uh, 8-12, so the battle's not over. 6 and a 1. So I did get 2 hits. If I'm... They get the hits without AA being able to fire on the first round. So I believe what makes sense for my opponent would be to lose this and lose 1 infantry. But he may want to say, no, lose 2 infantry. I should have clarified with him, because if he wants to lose 2 infantry, only 1 gets to defend with the fortification, but he gets the shots at the air. Let me roll it that way, and if he chooses, no, I want to do the opposite, which I will allow him, full right to do that, then we can roll it and make the correction. Okay, I'll defer. I don't think that one guy's going to win the battle, so I'll defer that to my partner. Okay, let's go back to this. Infantry. Now I have 2 MBTs, 2 armor, 2 tanks, 1 at a 6 and 1 at a 7. So it would be 6 and 7, and we're going to add 1 because of the Barbarossa. However, they're also boosted because of the tactical bombers. So it's actually 1 at a 7 and 1 at an 8, one of the elusive dice. All right. So 7 becomes 8 because of this, and then because of Barbarossa, he's actually a 9, but I'm going to roll the dice at their attack value. I need 2 hits in theory. Okay, so 4, these are 2s, right? So this is a mess. 10 is a mess. So I did get a 3, which is only a hit because of Barbarossa. Okay. This is a 6, which is a hit for that dice, and that's a 7. That's a hit for that dice. So we got 3 hits out of the 2 we needed, so it will only be 1 round, which is nice. And since it is only 1 round, he actually can't fire because they get the first strike without AA. So I'm going to roll 2 infantry for him. I am going to do that way in case I'm wrong. All right, so those infantry get a +1 in the fortification. So they defend at 4. They go up to a 5 because of the fortification. They go back down to a 4 because of Barbarossa. And because the fortification rolls at 5s. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to roll all 5 dice, but they only hit on 4s. Even as I'm saying this, it's awful. All right, 10, 8, 7. Thank you, dice, for making it easy on me. And a 3. So we did get 1 hit with the 2 infantry. All right. So I'll lose 1 Finnish soldier and put on 2 chips for that. And now we've captured Leningrad and destroyed the factory in Leningrad. And I'm going to leave the dice here this time. And the reason that I'm leaving the dice here this time is one of the other features is, I'll pivot so you can see what I'm doing. In one of the 3 attacks that Germany is allowed, they leave the Barbarossa dice, and that prevents a counterattack by the Russians on that turn. Okay, so in Leningrad, I have 3, 4, 5, 6 infantry out of the 7 that attacked, and then the 2 tanks. So that will be a zone he cannot attack back into. Okay, and the bombers, the tactical bombers, as we discussed, 2 will land in Vilpuri. I know it's somewhat out of sequence, but I'm already here leaning over with my back, so this is just to keep things moving. Okay. All right. So that's this battle. Outstanding. And then these guys all go in. And again, Triple Crown, if you wanted to roll, if I did something wrong there with the AA and you chose, you wanted to do it differently, I'm totally fine with that. First strike with no AA, I realized if it's only going to go one round, which it probably was, you weren't going to get a shot. All right, so let's back up just a little bit, because now we have everything on this card against everything down here in Bulgaria. Okay. So let me roll the AA first. Barbarossa doesn't apply to this battle. This battle is just pure regular dice. So the defending allies have 6 infantry and 2 artillery, so that will be 8 4s, which is formidable. But they do get the AA shots at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oof, that'll be messy. All right, and then attacking that, let me just pull this back so I can see what we got going on here. All right, so Fallschirmjägers attack at 3. I have 2 of the airborne attacking at 3. Panzer Grenadiers attack at 3. I have 2 Panzer Grenadiers attacking at 3. I have a light tank attacking at 4. I have 2 of the tank destroyers that are attacking at 7s. What are the 7s? These are the lucky 7s. And then I also have a 6 that I'm going to boost with the tactical bomber to give me 2 more 7s. And then I have 2 remaining unboosted tanks that will attack at 6s. All right, these guys have no attack value. They're 6s, 7s, 7s. Oh, I got this guy. I forgot him. So he's a 2. So he's a Mr. Yellow. And then the veteran fighter at a 7 again. And then the medium bomber, 2 more at 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good. We have matching dice and unit counts. We have that medium bomber, of course, gets 2 dice. So this is the attack. I don't know if we're going to do it in 1 round, but it would be nice. We need 9 hits. Okay, so we'll start with the 2. 11, miss. 3s, 11, 12, 7 are all misses. 3 is a hit. 4s, 2 is a hit. 6 and an 11 are misses. 5s, nope. 6, I got a 6 right here. 11 is a miss. 7s, I got a 7 here. 11, 11, 8, 8. And I put on my glasses because I set them down. But even in the blur, those 8s are not 6s. Ouch. 4 out of 5. 7s missed. Not good. Let's see. For some reason, so it's 4 hits altogether. I'll just put the 4 right there for the Germans, okay? And it would be it would most likely be the AA and 3 infantry would be the casualties I'll identify for my esteemed opponent. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's infantry. And then the artillery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 8 infantry. And then the AA gets 1 shot at each plane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he doesn't get 2 shots at the medium bomber. Doesn't work that way. That's an impressive amount of dice as well. The 2s are the AA shot, the yellow. The whites are the 4s. Ouch. There we go. Oof. I see 1, 2. So that's a. All right. The other AAs miss. 6, 5, 10, 6. Okay, take those off. Let's look at the 4s. 11, no. 8, no. 6, no. 8, no. 11, no. 8, no. Woo! All right, so 2. There's a 1 and a 3. I've already taken that one off. So 2 hits by the Allies that I need to take. Let me take off an infantry. And let me take off a Fallschirmjäger. Okay, so this guy lives to fly back. That's good. And now let me take off 4 from my opponent, which would be the AA gun, and 3 infantry, which I can cleverly represent as the little green chip. Goes in a different kill box. Okay, round 2. And sadly, I didn't separate the dice back here. I should have done that. The 2 tank destroyers, the elevated medium tank, and the tactical, and the veteran fighter. The 2 for the medium bomber. The other 2 unelevated medium tanks. The 1 light tank. The 2 Panzer Grenadiers. And the Fallschirmjäger. Okay. That's it? Yeah. All right. I'm looking for 5 hits now. Looking for better performance on my 7s. And oh, wow. Anyone ever heard of the term diced? Seems to come up a lot. This is the one time where the attacker is not doing well. Not normally in this game so far, the attacking dice have been very complimentary. 3s, none. 6s, only 1 out of 2, which is 50%. Okay. And 4s, only 1. Oh, yeah. Okay, 10, 7. Those are done. Only 3 hits. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. This, I don't know what hurts more, my back or these rolls. Okay. I understand now why the folks that make their gaming tables themselves, a lot of them build tall tables. So they have bar stools and they don't have to lean over. I think that's brilliant. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we said. So 5 defenders rolling at 4 in the defense of Bulgaria. All right. Well, 12, 5, 7, 9, 4. So 1 out of 5. So not favorable dice really for either side. 4 should be 1 out of every 3, so maybe 2 dice on that one. I'll take another Fallschirmjäger, and that's my. Oh, I put a 4 down, but it was one. It was 1 count, 1 dice. And for the 3, now I'll lose the 3 remaining infantry. There's a part of me that wants to leave that 1 British guy, but if I have to retreat, he's going to want his artillery there. And so there's 2 more guns. So I would just love to roll these and see if I can end the battle, but I know that's not going to work. Medium bomber. Oh, wow. Fewer and fewer dice every time, right? That's how the math works. Okay. Medium bomber, light tank, medium tank. That's that. And those are the 2 Panzer Grenadiers. All right. I only need 2 hits this time. And having said that, the 7s deliver 3. 1, 2, 3. There's a 1 here. For the 4s, there's a 2 and a 5. Where were these 6 hits when I needed them? So good. So that finishes off the Bulgarian defense. The 2 artillery. And their final shots. 5 and an 11. So that was good because I was getting to the point where I was making difficult choices on who to keep. So this force is here in Bulgaria, and that is a good thing. Wow. Fighting in Bulgaria and invading Greece during the turn I go to war with Russia. What a bizarre game. All right, let's move quickly and with purpose to our non-combat. I wrote down where I'd want all the surviving air to land, and I did. Oh no, I removed the smoke cloud. I apologize. I removed the smoke cloud, but we did not resolve the Battle of the Baltic. I should not have removed that so soon. I think it was Naval Battle 4. So we're not going to bring them over. We'll just roll it. I have one defending 4. The one sub is detected, so he does not get a surprise attack. But I am going to roll 4 7s. I'm going to roll the 4 for the destroyer and a 4 for the sub. So 6 dice for the attackers. I only need 1 hit. Only 1. So let's see if I can get him first. All right, I got him. 8. Oof, 6. Wow, 3 out of 4 missed. So I got a 1 and I got a 6. So I got 2 hits on him. So that's good. And I have 1 Russian destroyer. Let's see if he fights valiantly. He does. He fights valiantly. So that's why the submarine was brought, to deal with valiant sailors who refuse to sink on command. All right, so he comes off. Now I can... Whoop. So I removed the sub as the casualty. I kept the Finnish destroyer. All right. And that was simple math, because a destroyer is 7. I can buy a sub for 5. All right, let's now land aircraft. So the veteran fighters sitting in the Baltic moved either 1 or 2 coming from Reims, right? 1, 2 coming from West Germany, 1. So they have plenty of fuel left. I'm going to land veteran fighters, 3 of them in Normandy. So Reims fighters, if you will, go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 more, 5. So the 2 that started in Reims will land in Normandy. They have to land in Normandy. The 2 that started in West Germany, they have more fuel, obviously. 1 can land all the way down in Bordeaux. The other will also land in Normandy. All right. So that's that air group. I've landed some of the others already with Finland. So let's take care of this Bulgarian invasion air group. The 1 air transport got shot down. The other air transport, I'm going to say the one that got shut down was the one that was going to have to land in Romania. So let's just say that. So the other one can go back to Bavaria, traveling from Berlin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because he has a 6 movement plus the airbase. So he's back in Bavaria. All right, the medium bomber. The medium bomber started in Czechoslovakia and is going to land in West Germany, if I did that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because of the airbase, he's going to land in Luftflotte 1 here in West Germany. What else do I have there? I have the veteran fighter from Turin that went from north. Let me pivot because you need to see what's going on. So from Turin, it went 1, 2, and now he can fly 3, 4, and 5 and land in Taranto to help protect that Italian fleet. And the tactical bomber that came down from Berlin only has 1 remaining and needs to land in Romania, where there's an airbase. And then this group stays as 7th Army. All right, so that's the air. We took care of that. Let's do some other real quick non-combat, and I'm going to start on what I call the Western Front now, because we're in a 3 or 4 front war. So in the Western Front in Paris, I have 2 infantry. they're going to go one each to Normandy and Bordeaux. The train is going to pick up the SS infantry, and he's going to start a world tour that's going to end in West Germany. So he's going to take the SS infantry and go 1, and pick up this guy in Bordeaux, 2, pick up this guy in Normandy, 3, 4, and he's going to end his journey there with the 2 mechs and the infantry. Okay. The giant conglomeration of forces in Netherlands, just last turn that we invaded Netherlands. I'm going to send 1 infantry down to Reims, move the other mech into West Germany. I'm going to leave 1 infantry there. The artillery is going into West Germany. The other SS infantry is going into West Germany. The Fallschirmjäger is going into West Germany. And the medium armor is going into West Germany. All right. The second train, the one that was in West Germany already, is going down 1, 2. I think this sculpt. 1, 2, picking up those 2 infantry, 3, 4, and taking them down to La Roma. Okay, so I'm going to add 2 German infantry to the Italian task force marker in Rome. Okay, those are the 2 trains. I did Netherlands, I did Paris. All right, from Sea Zone 16 off this fleet, let me set this aside for now. I'm going to send 4 submarines, because I had 5 and I sent 1 into battle. I'm going to send 4 of them, 1, 2, to Sea Zone 28, where they're under the protective umbrella of those veteran fighters and can go all kinds of different directions. The balance of the fleet, since the fighter coverage, the radar towers are empty, is going to go 1, 2, and have that Finnish destroyer join it. When I said 1, 2, for those following along on their map, I moved them into Sea Zone 18, around Denmark into Sea Zone 18. Okay, so that's the fleet. So I'm going to shuffle my AA guns. Reims going to go to Normandy. West Germany is going to go to Reims. Berlin is going to go to West Germany. There is... Okay. Yeah. Sorry. So there's an infantry in Helsinki. The Finnish infantry. What can you see? You can't quite. I'm done with the Western Front. Let me go now to the Eastern Front. So there is a Finnish infantry still back in Helsinki, and he's going to move into Vilpuri to be with the AA gun and the 2 AA gun and the 2 tactical bombers. Okay, so that was his move. And then Warsaw. So the 4th Panzer group, which is 2 medium tanks, which is, I'll just show you, which is this card, 2 medium tanks, 4 mechs, and 2 artillery. That force is going to move now 1, 2 up to Ebeling and be joined by 2 infantry. Okay. All right, and I got the 1 guy already in East Poland. All right, train Warsaw. I'm just double checking. I don't want to forget any moves. I apologize. I'm trying to do this quickly. I think that's all my non-combat. So, not bad. We can finish in under an hour. I believe we can. So, I laid out my German buys. These are the minor allies. One interesting note, I'm going to place them as I talk. Finland's got an infantry in Helsinki. Hungary has 1 infantry and Romania has 2 infantry. You saw those at the beginning. I don't think I enunciated them again. All right, So Bulgaria, which started out as one of the Axis minors, was activated and then invaded. So the current version of the rule set that we're playtesting, if you will, is that the pro-German Bulgarian government has been eliminated. So now when the Germans move in, there's no marshaling force there to militarize their economy. The factory's gone, the regime is gone. So Germany gets the 2 IPP, but the additional income of that minor power is gone because that minor power does not exist. So Bulgaria is just a regular territory now. Germany can build a factory there if it likes, but it's not going to earn the 4 IPP to build a Bulgarian unit there for the rest of this game, which is a cool feature that I actually think is fun, even though it hurts me today as the German power. Okay, so we place them. Let's go back here and quickly run through the place units. The medium tank is going into Finland, up in Helsinki at the Colonial Factory. In Hungary, I'm building 2 Panzer Grenadiers and an artillery in Hungary. 2 Panzer Grenadiers and the artillery they can tow around. In Romania, 3 infantry, so 3 out of the 4. Just going to place directly into Romania. I'll chip all those out, clean them up. In Stettin, I'm building, which is C-Zone 18, I'm building the 3 transports with the minor factory in Stettin, and I'm placing them with the German fleet that also conveniently happens to be there. Okay. Yeah, okay. In West Germany, I'm building the tactical bomber. So I'm putting it on Luftwaffe 1 and the Panzer IV. And then finally in Paris, the regular infantry will have to convert to a sculpt, and the German SS infantry. They're going into Paris. Okay. All right. Keeping moving. We're almost there. We're almost done. Let me remove this, and let's take a look at income now. So we did succeed in all of our territorial conquests, which is always nice. If you're an aggressive military power, you want to do that at least. So coming into this turn, we had a base of 50 because we had lost Bulgaria. We have a base of 50. We have 5 Vichy territory bonus. We have 5 bonus for Sweden. We have 5 bonus for the Atlantic Wall because we still have at least 1 ground unit in all those territories. And then we conquered an increase to our base of 10 more. Okay, and that 10 I calculate as follows: 2 for Greece, 2 for Bulgaria, 2 for West Poland, 2 for Leningrad, 1 for Karelia, 1 for Murmansk, and I believe I get 1 other bonus, which is 3 for Leningrad. I don't get the 5 for being at peace with Russia, but I've replaced that with 3 plus a whole bunch of that. So my ending income, including bonuses, I calculate to be 78 cash on hand. And with that, hovering in at 50 minutes, we're going to wrap up. I'll do a status of forces for my fellow players in the morning. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go immediately to bed. That's the end of the turn. Next up is the Empire of Japan. Captain G, over and out.